Panic. The sky is falling. FOMO buy and panic sell everything because Cardano fell below major support. Is this the end times? Is the sky falling? In this video, we're going to attempt to answer at least a few of these questions. So like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon for new uploads. So folks, Cardano has been in an insane run up. We were making videos. I was making videos right around these ranges, trying to ring the alarm bells, letting people know once we broke out of this macro ascending triangle here, we were likely to explode and hit 60 cents. And I guess I was wrong because we hit over nearly a dollar. Folks, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit that bell icon, notified of new uploads, because we have really been killing it, calling these breakouts and calling these movements. So folks, Cardano is now very, very concerningly breaking below major support levels. We were in this kind of ascending triangle. I let our Discord members know about this the other day. Link to join that will be on the description below. As well, our VIP Discord, you get access to that through our Patreon. Link for that will be down in the description below. They get access to our low cap gems, high probability setups, that kind of thing in our VIP Discord group. So link for that will be down in the description below through our Patreon. So, but bottom line here, folks, we broke below key support levels of 90 cents. I think 90 cents was kind of the key support level for Cardano, and we broke down. So what's likely to happen now? Well, let's kind of take a look at our indicators. First get a sense of what the macro trend looks like here. So let's begin by looking at the daily. Daily looks bearish. Look at that MACD ticking down, histogram ticking down. Weighted MACD. Ooh, look at that. Very bad news bears. Very no bueno. And folks, I'm going to talk about like the long term with Cardano here as well as the short term. So don't you go away. First, we're just going to talk about the short term and what I see happening with the technicals. But I think there's some very important caveats. I was joking when I said the sky's falling and panic sell and FOMO buy everything. That's a joke. I hope some of you can tell. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is not financial advice. But anyways, bottom line is I'm going to talk about what is happening. Weighted MACD, bearish crossover, very, very bearish. Stochastic RSI, bearish crossover, very bearish. RSI, very, very overbought, going down. The daily looks bearish. Very bad news bears, very no bueno. 12. Ooh, 12 is just an extension of the daily. Same story. Very bearish. Let's take a look at the 6. Ooh, look at that bearish crossover in the MACD. Weighted MACD still going down. Stochastic, RSI. Ooh, will not go up. Very bearish. RSI, lower highs, lower lows, all the way around in the overbought region going down. This makes sense. I think we're likely to see bearish continuation. Very possibly. I'm going to mention some very important key support areas, so don't just go foaming away and fudding away. You know, it's important things that we need to talk about here even still. So 4 hour is where I see the first sign of some bullishness. Bullish crossover on the stochastic RSI. The stochastic RSI is great for understanding the shifts in the trends, but we're not getting confluence of reasons quite yet. That's like the first sign. I don't think it's enough to really go foaming away. So 2 hour, we're seeing signs of some further potential bullishness. The histogram is ticking up. We may have a bullish crossover on the weighted MACD, although bearish crossover on the stochastic, so we're not getting confluence of reasons. RSI still making lower highs, lower lows. Concerning. Let's take a look at the 1. 1 hour is, 1 hour. Okay, we're seeing some further bullishness. Looks like we might have a bullish crossover in the 1 hour. MACD, weighted MACD on the way up. Stochastic RSI, bullish crossovers. RSI, kind of chillaxing for the moment. Still in a macro downtrend, but kind of moving sideways for the moment. So to kind of summarize a bit here, folks, let's finish off with 30. 30, yeah, 30 looks, I don't know, bullish, I suppose. The other side, we're getting higher lows, although the tops are mostly sideways. Stochastic bullish, weighted MACD bullish, MACD bullish. So to summarize a bit here, folks, we've had a massive pump. We're extremely overextended. The larger time frames do look very bearish, although on the shorter time frames, we're starting to see some signs of some potential support, some potential strength forming. So what does this translate into? Well, I think this translates into the fact that we are right up against significant support areas for Cardano that I'm about to go through, that if we cannot hold these areas, I do think we're likely to go for another leg down. So first key support level is 87.5 to 86. If we cannot hold 86, I think we're very likely to test 84.6 to 40 to 84 cents. And if we fall to this level here, and I'll explain why this level specifically in a moment, I think we're very likely to go for that next leg down. So basically from 87.5 to 84 will be key support. If and when Cardano starts to fall below 84 cents on the USDT Binance chart, I think we're very likely to see further bearish continuation and have more of a leg down for a few reasons. We're starting to see a bunch of EMAs cluster in these regions here. So the 100 EMA on the hourly, that is exactly where we found support last time we dumped. So if we start to break below that, I think we're very likely to see bearish continuation. Let's take a look at the 6 hour. Looking at the 6 hour, look at this, folks. We found support on the 6 hour 20 EMA when we dumped. So if we start to break below that, I think we're very likely to see bearish continuation. That being right at this zone here, kind of 84 cents to I'd say 84.7 around there, folks. If we cannot hold this, again, I think we're likely to go for that next leg down. But it's not all bad news bears. Don't worry, folks. Like there's a lot of nuance here, so don't go running away yet. Yeah. So those are kind of the important EMAs I'm looking at. So it does look very bearish, folks, and we could have a further leg down if we break down. If we break down from these key support areas, I do think our next leg down takes us to kind of like the mid 70 range. I would expect us to find at the very least temporary support here at the mid 70 range. Lots of sideways price action, lots of volume starting to build up here. We're starting to get more EMAs on these different time frames, starting to cluster around 70 cents. So I do think kind of from 72.5 to 67.5 is where we'd find support if we cannot hold these key levels here. That's where I would begin looking to dollar cost average my way into ADA if I were so inclined. Because look, folks, we are seeing some weakness, we are seeing some bearishness. There's a good chance, especially if we continue to pump here and get rejected off these previous regions, we're likely to go for that further leg down. And so things do look bad in the short term, but folks, something that you all need to be aware of, everyone in Cardano needs to be aware of, Goguen and the launch of smart contracts is very likely to be released March 2021. That is around the corner, folks. That is a massive bullish catalyst for Cardano. We are very likely, in my most humble of opinions, to witness an anticipatory run-up leading up to the release of smart contracts and Goguen. So yes, I do think in the short term, we're likely to have more of a pullback, especially if we cannot hold these key support levels. But ultimately, that's a blessing if you're a long-term investor, because you'll get a buy the dip opportunity, and if you haven't gotten in yet, buy the dip opportunity, because over the long term, I do think in the long term, I'm talking months down the road, and with this with this event, with this catalyst coming up, I do think Cardano is likely to do well leading up to the release of that, and even over the long term. Yes, we may have further correcting here, but I'm not worried. I'm not buying into Cardano here. I didn't buy into Cardano here, so I understand. You guys do you. I'm not a financial advisor. If you feel like you need to take profits, whatever you feel like you need to do, that's up to you. You make your own decisions. I'm not your financial advisor, but I'm not worried about Cardano, folks. There's a major bullish catalyst quickly approaching, and I think this is just the beginning stages of this bull run. So pullbacks don't scare me, because I'm a long-term investor and I have high risk tolerances. You may not be a long-term investor. You may not have high risk tolerances. So you need to decide what's best for yourself by coming up with your own trading plan and your own trading strategy. I'm here to just kind of provide you some interesting thoughts. My hope is you take what I say and you do further research on your own. As well, another thing, I know because people go away the longer these videos go on, but another very interesting thing here, folks. Let's say for a moment we do find support here in these regions, somewhere here. Let's say we do find support. This could be a bull flag, where, for those who don't know, what a bull flag is we basically have an impulse up and then some kind of consolidation phase where we either trend sideways or trend bearishly in kind of a channel, because right now we're kind of in a channel here in between these two, this red line acting as resistance, this green line acting as support. Whatever we break out of these two lines here will be very, very telling for price action. If we start to break up this above this red line and above 90 cents, I think we're very likely to see bullish continuation. I think 90 cents is the key level, the key inflection point for Cardano. Cardano above 90 cents tells me we can see bullish continuation. Cardano below 90 cents tells me we're likely to see continued consolidation and retracing, in my opinion. But let's say we do break above these levels. Could this be a bull flag where we go up, trend sideways in a downward moving channel, and then if we break above this line, break out bullishly? Folks, so I can put that more concisely. So a bull flag typically looks like this. You take the height of the first impulse and you move it to the breakout point, wherever that might be. Let's say it goes here. If we break out bullishly from these levels and 90 cents specifically, I think our next impulse could take us well over $1, $1.10, $1.15. I think something like that is definitely possible if we start to break above 90 cents. 90 cents kind of being the key resistance area for Cardano, and then obviously kind of these peaks as well, recent all-time highs, that's kind of obvious resistance. But I think the key thing here is 90 cents. Cardano above 90 cents tells me we see bullish continuation. Cardano below 84 cents tells me we see bearish continuation. This is the key support level, and over the long term, I'm gonna kind of give my long-term price predictions. I don't know this for sure, folks. This is just a guesstimate for fun because ultimately there's no way of knowing for sure how high these coins are gonna go or when they're gonna reach their peaks. But I do think it's likely that Cardano and the altcoins reach their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is likely to reach its peak sometime September, October this year. In our Discord group, under the resources section, we have posted a chart by Trading Shot. Shout out to Trading Shot for breaking down the Bitcoin cycles pretty well. According to that chart, which I do believe is valid, the Bitcoin cycle is likely to reach its peak September, October this year. And Cardano and the altcoins, I think, have a good chance of reaching their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. I'm basing that off the fact that last cycle, Ethereum reached its peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. So I'm guessing that something similar could happen this time around. So that's what I'm basing that off. And personally speaking, folks, I think kind of $5 to $8, $5 to $10 really would make sense, is reasonable, in my opinion, for Cardano months down the road. November 2021, sometime around there, maybe give or take a month. I think, could we see Cardano $5 to $10? I definitely think so. And whenever they launch their mainnet with smart contracts here, that's going to be huge, folks. It's going to be huge. I would not be the least bit surprised if we see an anticipatory run-up leading up to this and on the date of release and even moving forward, because then, things could be built on Cardano and there could be Cardano coins as well as Polkadot coins. It's very interesting, very interesting. So, folks, I hope I've armed you guys with all the knowledge you need to succeed. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell to be notified when new uploads. As well, if you guys want to consider supporting us, if you like what we do offer a Patreon. Link for that will be down in the description below. With certain tiers, you get access to our VIP Discord group where we have low cap gems, interesting setups and catalysts that we're looking at. So yeah, check that out. Link for that will be down in the description below. As well, with the general tier, the highest tier, you get access to a T-shirt if you're with us for 3 months. So we really appreciate that. Anyone who helps us in whatever way, who supports us in whatever way they can, is very, very highly appreciated. Stay with us, folks. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified. Thanks for watching. Take care.